Welcome everybody to Wallaway Sports. This is Coach Imran. I'm here with Coach Dee, and we got a very special guest for you today, Anthony Morrow, aka Ammo. Mr. Morrow, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, man. Thank y'all for having me on the show,
Yeah,
coaches.
man.
Um,
Ammo, Ammo. Remember, I think that was the game when you was with OKC and Russell wasn't passing the ball. Remember that? I text you. I was like, "Yo, they gotta pass you that ball, dog." Remember that?
yeah, yeah. I remember
And you
you
was like,
take
"I
used
know,
to hit
coach."
me up.
And look, he passing the ball. He knocked it down. I remember
Yeah,
that. I was freaking
yeah,
out. Ammo was in the corner like this. He just kept going. I was like, "Yo, will you give him the ball, please?" I was
yeah,
freaking
man.
out, man.
Yeah, those good days, man. Those OKC days, great days, man. I miss that whole organization. I miss my brothers over there. That run we had was special. So it was
Yeah.
good.
So since we're on the subject, why don't one of my questions I had for you was, what is it like playing with some alphas and Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook? And not trying to start no beef, but like, what are the expectations even on players such as yourselves? Like, what's the good and what's some of the bad in playing with guys of that caliber?
Me, I mean, the good, obviously, you're getting to play with great players. And I think anytime, like a guy like myself, if you want to call it as a role player, you get a chance to play with those kind of guys that elevates your game, especially when they committed. Like those guys are extremely committed to the craft and to winning. You know what I'm saying? So their approach to the game made it easier for me, obviously, other than getting open shots because they draw so much attention. Um, I wouldn't say the bad thing. I'd rather say the more what you can't fall into and what's difficult and you have to deal with at times with great players is that they so polarized and you might just start watching. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Like Russ is like when he get on the roll and he get out there and he start dominating the game, it's like you just start watching him and you gotta play. You know what I'm saying? So, just staying locked in and focused at all times. But it's still overall it's a blessing to be. It was a blessing to play with them guys, man. Build a bond that's bigger than just basketball. And to be able to have that, you know, on my resume to say, yeah, I played with two Hall of Famers. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's cool.
Ammo, we talk a lot, and I never really got to ask you this, but how does it feel for superstars like that to respect your craft? You see what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah, yeah. No, that's
That's
big, man.
crazy, right?
Yeah, yeah, it is. I mean, it's more of it's more a leadership thing with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the fact that KD would want to work out with me because I'm a challenger in those shooting drills, and the
See what I'm
same type
saying?
of respect from guys like Russ and Steph. When I played with Steph in Golden State, and just different guys, man. Jimmy Butler. It means a lot, and that kind of stuff was what fueled me to keep working harder because it's like you gain their respect, but you got to keep it. You know what I'm saying?
That's yep.
So like everything fall into place. But yeah, definitely being able to have, see those guys on TV and they are still, if I see them out, still respect me for what I did and what I contributed to the team, especially in terms of shooting.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
We can't use expletives on the show, but Coach was telling me a story of Kobe Bryant, and you playing,
Oh
I
yeah,
guess.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
So
yeah,
Remember
yeah,
what he said to you after you shot that ball in his face?
yeah, yeah, yeah. He said, sharp shooting, choice words, sharp shooting, MF, something like that.
I told
That's the
you,
first
man.
time Kobe ever like respond or ever, like Kobe won't talk to you if he doesn't have some type of respect for you. Like
wow.
Absolutely.
he won't say anything to you.
Mm,
God bless his
mm,
dead.
mm.
But he wouldn't say anything. So that was like my third year in the league. It took me 3 years for him to even say a word to me, and that's what he said. So that was big because it was a respect thing, and you get respect from the GOAT. I don't care who you are. I don't care how old you are. That's something you ain't gonna never forget. So, um, yeah. I actually had a real conversation with him his last year in the league. We were warming up at halftime, getting ready for the third quarter, and I was in front of their bench shooting in the corner, and he was behind me watching. And he said something to me like, I made like 8 or 9 in a row, and I turned around and looked at him, and he was like, that's crazy, because I was catching it high and shooting it high, and I made like maybe 8 or 9 in a row. He was like, that's crazy. I said, man, I said, I gotta get as many threes off as possible. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how long I'm be in the game. So, you know, yeah, he started laughing and stuff. But yeah, it was cool, man. I really rest in peace to him.
Absolutely, man.
So real quick, and when people focus on the accolades, obviously you're known for being a deadly 3-point shooter. I think I don't know if you led the league as a rookie in 3-point percentage or you led rookies in 3-point percentage. But people focus on the end result. But talk to us a little about the early days, maybe as a kid, as a teenager. How did you start perfecting that craft of catching and shooting and knocking those shots down?
I did lead the league my rookie year. I was the only rookie to ever lead the league in 3-point percentage. I thought Duncan Robinson was gonna get that though. He could really shoot. But now for me, like it was growing up, it was more about like just kind of because I was really skinny, so I had to work on my strength. You know what I'm saying? So like a lot of it was that balance eyes, elbow, follow through. Obviously, like everybody's taught. And my older cousin, who was a pretty good high school basketball player here in Charlotte, Morrow, he really showed me like how to detail, like how to catch the ball on the seams. It was like some real, like really, really fundamental stuff that I learned at a young age. And once I started learning and seeing how I could shoot, I probably was about 12 when I realized, okay, I could shoot better than a lot of my peers. I ain't been nowhere outside of Charlotte to play, outside of like AAU and North Carolina, but I didn't know how good other players were anywhere else. You should hear about it. It wasn't on Instagram and YouTube. So like I could only gauge it off my neighborhood or my school or my AAU team or whatever it was. And it was a lot of that, real basic fundamental stuff that I learned, and I started applying it. And once I started seeing I could shoot better than most people my age, I started just kind of went into like obsessive mode. Like I was like, I gotta work on it. I learned how to work on my game a couple years later, like really work with the drills and the focus you gotta have and conditioning series around like 14, 15. And then it was just about my body catching up with, working on the skill. But the art of shooting, I used to obsessively watch guys like Ray Allen and Steve Kerr, Reggie Miller, Michael Jordan, Kobe. Like, I watched them all and see everything that they did. And, how does he keep making shots? What is he doing? You know what I'm saying? And then you start seeing the videos and hearing about their work ethic. And then you start using the drills that you see them do and applying it to your workout. And I did that my whole career, man. Like, I remember seeing a video. At Georgia Tech, I used to have them. I used to have the video guys go and I'm like, hey, record these 4 or 5 games, and he'll come back. And it might be Carmelo, it might be Kobe, it might be Ray Allen, it might be an old Reggie Miller game or a Laker game. I wanted to watch Kobe. It might be a Heat game for D-Wade footwork. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it was just being a student of the game, man. I still got those DVDs now. But, just going the extra mile. Like, I don't see nobody else asking. I don't see the big men asking for Hakeem Olajuwon footwork. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to do it. Me and my partner Lewis Clinch. Shout out to Lou Clinch, man. He in Atlanta. He's doing his player development stuff too. And we took that serious, man. That paid off in a big way.
Go ahead, Coach. I want to let you get some questions in. So you got any questions?
Yeah, because and Emo's been a shooter, all the time, and it's like I tell you a story about Rucker Park. We was playing against Nick Young. Remember we smacked Nick Young by 42, Emo?
Yes, sir.
So what happened was it started raining. And everyone, Greg, God rest his soul, he wanted to keep everything in Rucker Park, but they wanted to go into this world famous gym called Gauchos. And I was like, y'all know who we got on our team? Y'all want to go indoors? Y'all sure you want to go indoors? They was like, yo, man, we got to take it inside, man. Nick, I said, yo, man, you rather this? I can't. Oh, I got to be right. The kids, okay. I was going to say, y'all don't want to see him indoors.
We gotta keep the New York in New York, Coach.
I know. We went inside. We smacked them by 42. Ammo indoors. He's a shooter. All he did, we threw from half court. Whack. And I was like, yo, y'all want to go indoors? Y'all want to go indoors. This is the worst time for a shooter because when you're shooting outside, the wind could take it and this and that. So if you're a shooter, it's going to go in. But let me tell you this: a shooter like him, you don't want him inside. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, inside on the small court, it get ugly. But I remember,
we smacked him by 42.
Yeah, it was. That outside, man, it was rough. I never told nobody, but I ain't really shoot a whole lot of threes when I played outside at the Rucker.
Nah, you did it.
That win was crazy. I used to just work on like my post game stuff. I was like,
Throwing
I'm
alley-oops
shoot
and
the
stuff.
thing. Yeah. I'm like, man, this thing I don't know where the ball might end up there at Rucker, but that was the best. That was the best times. Like pickup game, like those league games at the Rucker. I ain't never had no feeling like that on the outside court in my life.
Yep.
Even though I played at the Rucker. I played at Dykeman. I played and I played at the what's the joint in the Bronx?
Oh,
nah, I ain't played
Hoops in the Sun. That's my man Joe. Hoops in the Sun.
Yeah. They're my people over there. But that I really ain't shoot no jumpers out there with that water and that wind.
Oh, and that wind? Oh yeah.
Nobody shoot jumpers out there. It's all to the rack.
Yeah.
We had fun though, man. I miss those days, man.
You ain't playing Pro City?
Nah, I never played Pro City.
Oh, okay.
I never played. Every time I was supposed to go, like something happened, or I end up not going. I end up not playing, not being able to.
Ammo, because I know you're tight on time, and so I want to get a couple more questions in. But
no, go ahead, yeah.
Okay, so imagine now you can go back in time and you can talk to your rookie self. What are some of the advices you would give to yourself? I mean, you made it, I think, 10 to 11 years in the league, which is impressive. You played with the Nets. You played you got drafted, I believe, by Golden State. Obviously, you played with OKC. You played with some big dogs. So what advice would you give to yourself? And I want you to tie that into what advice you would give to just young kids in general who are playing the game.
As far as myself, what advice would I give my rookie self? Probably just the assurance that it's going to pay off, and just stay fearless and stay relentless in the gym. You know what I'm saying? It ain't too much I would have changed. Now, I was undrafted when I came in, so you know how that go. It's a different process for that, but I mean, it built character for me. I kept that chip on my shoulder still to this day. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I got an affinity for those guys that go undrafted, but they keep going. And like Duncan Robinson and those guys, and Kendrick Nunn, a lot of those young dudes, man, and come out and say, "Look, I know I belong here. I just got to get there." You know what I'm saying? And that's about that. I would definitely tell myself, stay with it. Like, stay with it, stay focused. You can't see it when you're in it, but I would tell myself that, don't lose sight of the goal. Wake up hungry every day. Keep waking up hungry every day. Don't ever lose that. And I tell the young boys that all the time, and the young ladies that hoop and life in general. However you attack whatever you trying to get, you gotta go at it like relentlessly. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd rather people tell you calm down than try to have to pick you up and put a batter in your back for you to go to work. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta be. I mean, because I looked at it like this, and I tell this people all the time, and it's honest to God truth. I looked at it like I'm staying in this hotel that's connected to the Warriors practice facility my rookie year, and I was like, I can get access to that gym and that weight room anytime. You know what I'm saying? So I was in there 2-3 o'clock in the morning, waking up at 8, getting ready for practice. Because I wasn't doing that. I wasn't going out. I wasn't doing none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I get to play basketball right now. I ain't got to worry about school right now. I ain't got to worry about no bills or nothing like that. Like, it's just you got an opportunity. You can take advantage of it. Like, what stopped me from going to the gym until Sidney Moncrief and Coach Keith Smart, shout out to them, assistant coaches at Golden State at the time. They were looking at me on camera going to the gym late at night, and we had training camp a couple days later, or like the next week. And they were like, "Hey man, look man, you working hard. We're like, man, but don't burn yourself out. You never been through an NBA training camp." They showed me the cameras and we was laughing about it. But I was like, look man, on a serious tip, I'd rather y'all tell me that than tell me I ain't going hard enough. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it's just staying focused, man, and locking in on like laser sharp focus when it comes to working on your craft. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Ammo, that person, Heather Swart, who just came on, she just came on, Heather Swart. She's one of your biggest fans, Ammo.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, she just came on. She love you, man.
Tell her I said hello.
All right. She's probably going to text me now. Oh, my God! No, all right.
Yeah. What's going on?
Yeah, she's one of your biggest fans, man.
I appreciate that.
Ammo, I gotta ask you. I'm a Coach Dee knows I'm a huge Spurs fan. I love Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, and Tony Parker. So I never got to speak to someone who played against them. So tell me what it's like playing against guys like that, who also I think would have a chip on their shoulder because I mean Manu Ginobili and Tony Parker, very late second round draft picks. and I think slept on early in their careers. But talk about playing against them and talk about playing against a system like the Spurs.
Well, obviously, Manu. I always thought, and it was underrated. Like it kind of, it kind of get lost when I think about all the great players I played against. Manu Ginobili was underratedly like one of the hardest guys I had to guard in my life. Like it was crazy, man. Like his footwork and all that Euro stuff. It's like he was so. It was like he was nimble, and then he was, just he could get it. He'll split that pick and roll that you thought he couldn't split. He'll make that pass that you thought couldn't get through there, thread the needle on a pass or something on a pick and roll or something like that. You had to guard him at a 3-point line. He could slide over and play the point, and he'd be a big point guard. And he was a dog. Like Manu was a killer. Like I think he had that chip on his shoulder, like you said, and also him being a European player. I think he took it personal, so nobody thought he was soft. Like he was edgy. He'd take it where it needed to go. You know what I'm saying? So he was unbelievably like hard to guard. TP, of course, was like I knew he was fast, but like when I first got in the league, when he was still kind of in his prime, like his speed was crazy and IQ was crazy, man. Like he made passes and plays, and ran that offense to a T. He could mid-range you. You know what I'm saying? And I mean Tim Duncan, man. I mean,
that's all you gotta say is that. That's all you gotta say is that name, Tim Duncan. You ain't gotta say no more.
Tim Duncan was unbelievable, man. Like I mean, he had every move in the book. He was a paint protector. He was a rim protector when he was, early. When I first got in the league, he still was kind of in a prime. He could defend. Like it was just crazy, man. And then it was like he one of them dudes. There's only probably about a handful of guys, maybe 3 or 4 guys. I would say like maybe 3 guys that I felt like, when you step out on the floor before that ball tip, and like just the player presence right there is like different. It's a different kind of game. You know what I'm saying? So like for me, it was fuel because I used to be like, yeah, I'm making them respect me. You know what I'm saying? And they don't disrespect to no other guys, but the 3 people in my life I played against that I felt like that. Kobe, LeBron, and Tim Duncan. You step on the court with them, it feel different. You know what I'm saying? Like that's no disrespect to those other great guys. They Hall of Famers, but it's just a different aura with some guys, man. And I heard other people say that about people. Like 9 times out of 10, everybody in the league will tell you that's how it felt with Kobe on the floor. When he walked on the floor with you, you felt that. You know what I'm saying? So, turn up. But, yeah.
Were you with Golden State or were you with Oklahoma in 2012?
2012, I was with New Jersey. Yeah, 2011 and 2012. I was in New Jersey. Yeah, that was my 3rd and 4th year, and then the next year I ended up getting traded to Dallas. No, Atlanta.
Atlanta, yeah.
Yeah, I got traded to Atlanta, and then to Dallas after that. Then New Orleans, then OKC, then Chicago. So.
Yeah, that's actually where we met. We was doing Anthony Morrow, Brooke Lopez, Chris Humphrey, and Marshawn Brooks clinic, and I was the director. Yep. I was the director of the clinics, and Morrow and his cousin Jay, they was very receptive to me. And my son had dreads, and Jules was he knew Jules since he was this big. You know what I'm saying? And we just got to talking. I was doing the clinic, and then I mentioned to Jeff about Rucker Park, and they called me. Was like, "Yo, we got one of the Nets who want to play at Rucker." I said, "Get out of here." They was like, "You want to play now?" Remember Matt? Matt hooked it up. Remember
Matt? Yeah, I remember Matt. Yep.
Yeah, Matt hooked it up. We linked up. I was like, yo. I called the owner of Rucker. I was like, yo, I got some pros coming, man. I got some pros coming. What's up? I get down. And then he showed up, and the rest is history. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Great relationships built over all that time, man. That's what another thing I say about this game. That basketball can take you places, man. It's like a key to the world. You do it right. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I was saying to Imran before, Mo. Like whatever team you went to, whenever I seen community stuff, you always was in that community. Whatever team he was for. And I was telling Imran before, a lot of players don't get it, but you get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He gives back. He understands. Mo looked at players growing up, so he knows players looked at him. And that's what I always respected and loved about him, man. You know what I'm saying? And I was telling Imran that before we got on the phone, like, you need that. You know,
Yeah,
you need that.
yeah, man. It's always been a goal of mine. You know what I'm saying? Anything with philanthropy. So,
Mm-hmm.
I saw a lot of teams that I played for. I saw a lot of the programs in the clinics and stuff they used to put on for the kids in the communities on and off the court. And I kind of just basically shaped that and formed it with what I do in my community here in Charlotte and in Atlanta, with AMO charities. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man, it's definitely got to be a part of it because you owe that, you owe it. And I know some guys don't think they do, but I'm like, look, you do what you want to do. I know I owe the service back,
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, it's easy for me. I don't,
And,
this is what
and
we do
another thing
anyway.
I respect, Ammo used to be
Hmm.
playing in NBA games, and I used to be in the middle of Harlem in barbershops on Sundays, right, Ammo?
Yeah,
And
yep,
he hit a shot, and we text him, yo, that's our man, yo, all of
yep,
Harlem, because he played at Rucker, and even though
hmm,
when he left the Nets, he still
yep,
got Ammo could walk through Harlem right now, and they'll be like,
yeah, man.
he played. That's how it was, and we be in barbershops like, yo, that's our man, right? And we would text
Hmm.
him right away after the games, and he'd respond right
Yep,
away, right?
yep, yep. No, real
And we'd be
talk,
like,
man. I
Harlem got
still,
you, baby, you're our man, we got
yeah,
you.
I love it up there. I would have if it wasn't for this pandemic, we'd have been up there a few times by now. I
Yeah,
can't
but we
wait to
got,
be able to come back up there, man.
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I know.
man. We doing some things. We know what's up. We doing
Yeah,
some things.
I got you. I'm with it.
So, but back to the community aspect, because Coach D was telling me about how you give back, and you're about the community. I see that you got a letter from a specific someone recently. Can you talk about
Oh
that
yeah.
letter and what that entails?
Well, we actually had for AMO charities, we had like a community appreciation awards dinner,
Uh huh.
and one of them was for God bless her soul, Miss Judy Williams, which was my landlord growing up when we were kids. But she also had a bunch of programs and just different things for the community, and our specifically West Boulevard where we from, and she passed away, but she did a lot of service, so I wanted to honor her, and her son and her family got her award on her behalf, and then one of my friends, Janetta Williams, she was like the first black teacher to get the Teacher of the Month award, um, something like that at their school, Wilson. What is Wilson Middle School, and I'm thinking, okay, we're giving awards away. Like I just want to show love to people that deserve it. It's New Year, you know what I'm saying? Tough year we just came off for,
Oh yeah,
make
definitely.
a vibe, you know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
I'm sitting there and shout out to Miss Latisse. She always hosts my events, and she started reading off this plaque. So I don't know I can't see. I don't know anything about it. So I'm like eating, and she gets to the end and it's like, thank you for everything, and sincerely, Michelle Obama. You know what I'm saying? And I
What?
couldn't believe it. Yeah, it was crazy, bro. I posted on
Where was
Instagram.
that? You posted it?
Yeah, it's on Instagram. I
Oh, I gotta
posted the
check it.
plaque.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, check it out. I think it might
You know,
still
I
be
would
in
have
my
said something
story.
about
I think
that.
I posted it last night. Yeah, check it out. Yeah, yeah, that was big, man. And and it was like basically we did uh we did a voting event in my old neighborhood, old neighborhood at a historically black uh, golf course, and we had
Okay.
to do it in the parking lot though because of COVID. Obviously, we had to be outside. Uh, we just used the parking lot and set up shop, bunch of vendors. There's a campaign called when we it was like when we vote, something like that. That was her initiative,
Mm-hmm.
and basically we was the Charlotte branch of it, and we got like 500 people registered to vote in my neighborhood, and
Oh, good.
I ain't thinking. I mean, I was proud of that. Like I was really happy, and I mean, because everybody came out, it was packed, and I didn't know what to expect because we never done that before. But it was a success, thank God, and yeah, they surprised me with that, man. I was in there crying and everything, man. I ain't ashamed of, you know what I'm saying?
No, it
It's once
shouldn't
in a
be, man. You got
lifetime.
people to vote, man. Don't be ashamed of
Yeah,
that.
yeah. No, I'm saying when they surprised me, though, I was in there crying and stuff. I was in the blue
Oh,
room when
oh,
they told me that, and I was like, man, y'all tripping. But nah, man, it was dope, and just a blessing, man. And to see that the first lady literally is looking at you and is appreciative of the work. You know what I'm
that you
saying?
put
That's
in.
something yeah. Me and my
Big,
people,
man.
man. I love my people and everybody on my staff and my team and stuff, man, because they go hard and we stay locked in with everything. make change, man. That's what it's all about. And
Yep.
translating from basketball to off the court, everything, man.
Yep.
Just keeping that same focus, that same
Yep.
determination.
So, just I mean, last one for me is what does the future of your charity or your work look like, or in the next 3 to 5 years? Like, what are some things, if you don't mind revealing, if you can, like, what do you want to do, and what are some of the projects you'd like to work on?
I mean, right now, like, and we getting into it a lot. Actually got something big we cooking up right now that we're looking at.
Okay.
It's basically bridging the gap between education and financial literacy and our neighborhoods, everything that we need. Because in Charlotte, we're like the number 2 or 3 fastest growing cities. Of course, y'all, New York, and then it's between us and San Francisco, because we got the the headquarters of Bank of America here in Charlotte. And
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so we always up there. But the problem is that the money don't get trickled to the right places. So in terms of like economic mobility, we last in the country, 50 out of 50. Education, we last in the country, 50 out of 50. Like our school systems here is pretty bad. So, it's a lot of work to be done in that regard, and waking the people up that can make the changes. I think we're starting to see it, but at the same time, we got to continue. My foundation, we're going to continue to not only continue to educate ourselves, I know I am, but also, trying to bridge the gap between, the kids looking at like, we're in the projects, but why? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They never get an answer when you ask. They never get an answer when they ask, why am I here? Why do they live like that and we have to live like this? So, just being able to wake people up to see that, and just taking the chances and going out there and building and digging for those resources and bringing them back to our neighborhoods, man, because ain't nobody just going to come by and give them to us. They'll make us feel good. It's a pacifier, but that's what we're working on. So the next 3 to 5 years, I'm looking at that. Not to go in nothing too specific, but just definitely initiatives that help bridge the gap between, our neighborhoods and education, and finding some resources so we can continue to work on that. And that's about it, man.
We should link at some time, man. I'll try to send you a message through Deep, but I work with a lot of nonprofits in different roles, and one of the organizations that I work with, what we do, the whole mission of the organization is to raise money to give college students interest-free loans. So if you apply to the program, you get the money from the organization. So if you go to Harvard, you go to University of Chicago, NYU, whatever it is, whatever the tuition costs, we'll give you that, and that's what you pay us back. You don't pay us any interest. And it doesn't make a lot of sense to people because we're giving them the opportunity to like study at cost. And then another project that I'm working with is with a good friend of mine who's he's from the inner cities. He's older now. He grew up in New Jersey. He's got like an MBA, master's in finance, working on his PhD. And we've created a youth entrepreneurship program online for youngsters. So I think there's some crossover, man. So definitely we should link up at some time.
Yeah, man. Please do. I love that, man. We can definitely link up.
And Coach, I think you should take out that gift.
I'm getting ready to.
Let's see it.
We've been going back and forth, Ammo, and as a very special guest, I got you to Rucker Park.
Oh yes, sir.
Wait, hold up. Oh, this way. Wow!
Yeah, the AMO on the side. That's what I'm talking about.
Rucker Park version, baby. Thanks to my company, iSlide, that's helping me out. So
yes,
I'm FedExing these to you tomorrow.
Okay, I'm looking out for them. I want them on my feet by Monday, Coach. I need those.
No doubt.
I've been waiting a long time, man.
Yes, iSlide has been great to me, so they've been helping us out. So I'm gonna give you those. I'm FedExing them tomorrow.
That's a bet, man. I'm looking forward to it, man. Nice. Thank you.
And we're not trying to rush you out here, man, but we know time constraints and anything else. Yeah, so I'm good, Coach. I think for me this was very, very beneficial, man. And I'm so thankful you came on and you were able to enlighten us, man, because it's very rare that you meet people who have made it to the pinnacle of their careers or society. I mean, you're a professional basketball player in the recent era, and to give us your time and to share your wisdom and talk about giving back to the game, giving back to the community, learning from your elders. That's what's up, man. I really, really appreciate it, and thank you again for coming on.
Man, thank y'all, Coach Imran, Coach Dee. You already know what it is. Thank you for having me on the show. I'll come back anytime y'all need me to.
All right, Ammo. Text me soon as you get them slides, dog. Text me soon as you get them slides.
I am. I got you. I promise. I'm gonna take a
All right,
picture,
brother.
tag you, and everything.
All right, brother.
All right,
All right,
Ammo,
man. See y'all.
All right.
Ammo, just one second. I'm going to end the show. Just give me 1 second. All right, While Away listeners, thank you guys so much. It was a pleasure for us to have Ammo on here today. Do follow him on Instagram. He's more active on Instagram, and what's the name of the Instagram handle?
Frontline Fresh 2, no space. Frontline Fresh, the number 2, no spaces.
Frontline Fresh 2. I'm going to share it in the description for these videos. Thank you guys again, and see you next time.